This is Nightline and I am Natasha Busst. The top stories. Extraordinary appreciation announcement for the people on Monday or Tuesday, says PM. And cross-border haze hits peninsula, unhealthy air quality recorded at 2 locations. Cross-border haze has affected several west coast states in peninsular Malaysia, with 2 locations recording unhealthy air quality levels. Malaysian Meteorological Department Met Malaysia Director General Muhammad Hisham Muhammad Anip said satellite image analysis detected 79 hot spots in the Sumatra region. In a statement on Saturday, Hisham said the phenomenon was likely caused by hazy conditions in Indonesia carried over by southwesterly winds. The statement added that the department does not forecast any rain or changes in wind direction in the coming days, which could help reduce the haze's impact. No major fires have been reported within the country so far. As of 10 p.m. on Saturday, the Department of Environment's air quality monitoring stations in Port Dickson, Negeri Sembilan, and Johan Setia in Klang, Selangor recorded unhealthy air pollution index readings of 153 and 154, respectively. The department also announced that the National Open Burning Action Plan and National Haze Action Plan have been activated with intensified enforcement and patrols in high-risk open burning areas to coordinate agencies' response. The public is advised to refrain from any open burning activities as it could worsen the conditions. Meanwhile, a forest fire spanning some 1.2 hectares broke out in Kajang Prima late on Saturday, prompting swift response from multiple fire stations in the area. According to the Selangor Fire and Rescue Department, an emergency call was received at 9:36 p.m. A total of 22 firemen were deployed, with the Kajang Fire and Rescue Station leading the operation with assistance from the Semenyih and Bangi stations. Firefighters at the scene confirmed that the blaze involved multiple patches of fire across a hilly forest area. Firefighters are still working to extinguish remaining hotspots. No casualties have been reported so far, and the cause of the fire is still under investigation. The Fire and Rescue Department has reminded the public to avoid open burning and to report any signs of smoke or fire, especially during the current dry season. Earlier, firefighters fully extinguished a forest blaze on a hillside near Bukit Jalil in the capital, but monitoring efforts are ongoing to prevent a recurrence. The fire, which broke out on Friday afternoon, affected a patch of undergrowth near an international school and 2 residential neighborhoods. Dry and hot weather conditions are believed to have triggered the fire, with strong winds accelerating its spread. Checks by TV3 on Saturday revealed visible burn marks close to the PPR Pinggiran Bukit Jalil flats. No injuries were reported. At the neighboring country, Indonesia's National Disaster Mitigation Agency, BNPB, has reported 2 separate forest and land fires in North and West Sumatra on Saturday, burning a combined area of 46 hectares. The blaze is believed to be driven by dry conditions and strong winds. By Friday, at least 25 hectares of land had been scorched before the fire was brought under control with help from Indonesia's specialized forest fire unit, local fire brigades, and community volunteers. In West Sumatra, separate fires broke out on Friday evening in Nagari Padang Ganting and Nagari Pagaruyung, Tanah Datar Regency, but were extinguished the same day. In North Sumatra's Simalungun Regency, several hotspots were detected on Thursday in the districts of Girsang Sipangan, Bolong, and Pematang Sidamanik. Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim has hinted that the upcoming announcement of an extraordinary tribute to Malaysians is related to the government's efforts to ease the rising cost of living. The Prime Minister said the upcoming aid package must be thorough and impactful, with final details currently being fine-tuned by the Finance Ministry.
Mereka umumkan, pengumuman itu ya mesti besarlah sikit. untuk tangani masalah yang dihadapi. Siap saja, mungkin Isnin, Selasa, atau bagilah 2-3 hari, saya akan rasa biar mantap betul, saya umumlah. Doa bagi umum yang elok-elok lah.
His remarks followed growing public interest sparked by a mysterious teaser uploaded to his Facebook page earlier this week. Speaking at the launch of the Bumiputra Master Plan, Tunas Madani, and a housing project in Pulau Pinang, the Prime Minister said the government has been continuously exploring all possible avenues to address cost of living pressures, which is not only happening in Malaysia but remains a global issue. Among the measures already implemented are the salary and allowance adjustments for civil servants, costing 10 billion ringgit in expenditure this year, and the Sumbangan Tunai Rahmah Cash Aid program involving an allocation of 13 billion ringgit. During the event, the Prime Minister also reiterated the government's commitment to recovering public funds misappropriated by irresponsible parties.
Nak berjuang untuk Melayu, silakan. Nak bela nasib Melayu, teruskan. Tapi kalau kau ambil 1 bilion ringgit, bagilah balik. Apa salah? Ya, saya guna kuasa saya nak tuntut wang yang diambil secara haram mesti dipulangkan kepada rakyat.
Meanwhile, Anwar explained that he remains silent on the appointment of the Chief Justice and other senior judges out of respect for the judicial selection process.
Janda Pertuan Agong perkenan bincang dengan Mahkamah Raja-Raja. Saya kena berdepan Raja-Raja bagi penjelasan. Raja-Raja kata okey, hantar balik, Agong sign, baru saya boleh jawab. Hari ini boleh jawab lah. Tapi seminggu dia balon kita setengah mati. Oh, kianat, rosak pada hari. Hakim mana yang saya buang? Hakim mana yang kena pecat?
He said that this was part of observing a system of checks and balances as enshrined in the federal constitution. On Friday, Yang di-Pertuan Agong Sultan Ibrahim consented to the appointment of Datuk Wan Ahmad Farid Wan Saleh as the new Chief Justice. His Majesty also approved the appointments of Datuk Abu Bakar Jais as President of the Court of Appeal and Datuk Azizah Nawawi as Chief Judge of the High Court in Sabah and Sarawak. In Seberang Jaya, the Prime Minister stressed that all future public housing projects must be planned with a comprehensive development blueprint that places priority on essential amenities such as schools, preschools and childcare centres. Speaking at the groundbreaking ceremony for the Bakat Madani housing project, Anwar said integrated planning would not only enhance safety but also help families save on transport costs.
Kos kena jaga, no delay, no commission, dan mesti ada semua. Sekolah kalau 2 batu jauh buat apa? Kalau buat umpamanya tabika, bapa di atas, ibu di atas, tabika di bawah. You tak bimbang security, you tak bimbang pengangkutan, you save kos pengangkutan.
He added that appointing a single developer to execute the entire integrated project is more effective than using multiple contractors through separate tenders, which often leads to delays. At a separate event in Seberang Perai, the Prime Minister called on Malaysians not to fall for divisive rhetoric or hateful political narratives promoted by certain quarters. He said that instead of staging public demonstrations, the opposition should pursue a proper democratic channel by tabling a vote of no confidence in Parliament if their intent is to take over the government.
Siapa kata tidak boleh tukar kerajaan? Boleh. Tadi Speaker Tan Sri Johari sebut bawa usul di Parlimen. Hilang sokongan kepada Perdana Menteri. Perdana Menteri harus letak jawatan. Bawa ada di Parlimen. Tak boleh sebab apa? Tidak ada sokongan. Tunggu pilihan raya. Sebab apa? Tak sabar. Kemudian nak buat apa? Saudara ingat dengan tunjuk perasaan Perdana Menteri boleh letak jawatan?
Saudara, saya tak mau halang. Kerana kita negeri demokrasi.
Speaking at the 2025 National Unity Week celebration at Batu Kawan Stadium, Anwar also urged all parties to adopt a more holistic approach when addressing crucial issues, using dialogue and discussion rather than incitement.
Unlocking the future of business.
From industry evolutions to policy changes, we go beyond the headlines.
Deep insights, sharp analysis.
Understanding the forces driving tomorrow's economy.
Key financial insights that drive decisions.
This is Money Matters, every Saturday, 5 p.m.
Only on TV3 and stream now on Tonton.
Dato Sri Ahmad Zahid Hamidi said he will meet Prime Minister Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim soon to personally convey the wishes of 160 UMNO division chiefs regarding the issue of the royal addendum involving Dato Sri Muhammad Najib Tun Razak. The UMNO president, however, stressed that the wishes should not be seen as interference in judicial matters.
Dan mudah-mudahan beliau akan dapat bukan campur tangan dalam soal mahkamah, tetapi menggunakan budi bicara beliau sebagai Perdana Menteri bagi mengusahakan agar hasrat ketua-ketua UMNO bahagian ini dapat dipenuhi.
Zahid was met after officiating the Tampin UMNO division meeting on Saturday. On Thursday, some 160 UMNO division chiefs who convened for a meeting in the capital urged Anwar to take responsibility for implementing the royal addendum, which would allow Najib to serve the remainder of his prison sentence under house arrest. The AutoGate system for foreign visitors, which has been disrupted since Friday, resumed operations in stages at 6 p.m. on Saturday. The Malaysian Border Control and Protection Agency, AKPS, said that the situation at major entry points was under control and mitigation measures would continue. Repair work and system stabilization were also being carried out. In a statement, the agency said preliminary investigations indicate that the issue stems from a data integration disruption which caused delays in the cross-checking process within the MyIM system. To alleviate congestion, it said all manual counters have been activated and extra personnel have been deployed to manage traveler flow and maintain orderly queues. This comes as the disruption has caused congestion and long queues at KLIA Terminals 1 and 2, as well as the Customs, Immigration and Quarantine complexes at the Sultan Iskandar Building and the Sultan Abu Bakar complex in Johor Bahru. The disruption reportedly started around noon on Saturday, affecting 200 autogates nationwide. Meanwhile, Johor Menteri Besar Dato' On Hafiz Ghazi, during a surprise visit to the Sultan Iskandar CIQ complex, expressed his disappointment over the incident and called for immediate action to ensure the issue does not recur. AKPS said it is now working closely with the Immigration Department to identify the root cause and restore the system as quickly as possible. The suspect in a 180 million ringgit data center tender corruption case allegedly tried to destroy evidence by burning nearly 1 million ringgit in cash. He reportedly panicked upon the arrival of officers from the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission, MACC. According to sources, the raid took place last Thursday at the suspect's home in Petaling Jaya, who works as a project manager for a prominent construction firm. MACC officers arrived to find the house filled with smoke and later uncovered 1 million ringgit in 100 ringgit notes burning in a bathroom. The source said a thorough search of the house uncovered around 7.5 million ringgit in cash hidden in pillow boxes. Authorities also found 3 luxury watches along with gold rings and coins. Meanwhile, MACC's Deputy Chief Commissioner for Operations, Dato Sri Ahmad Kusairi Yahaya, confirmed the suspect's attempt to destroy evidence by burning the cash. He stressed that such an act is a serious offence under Section 201 of the Penal Code, which carries a maximum penalty of 7 years jail or a fine if convicted. A gathering of men in Kelantan raided by authorities last month was actually an outreach session organized by the Malaysian AIDS Council, MAC. The program was part of HIV prevention efforts targeting high-risk communities. MAC clarified that the program took place in Kemumin, Kota Baru on June 17th before it was raided by police. Held from 8 p.m. to 2 a.m., the event was part of a strategic approach introduced by the Health Ministry to deliver HIV services that are more effective, inclusive, and community-driven. The session brought together over 70 clients from high-risk groups. Earlier, Kelantan Police Chief Datuk Muhammad Yusuf Mamat said they had raided a gay party attended by nearly 100 men at a bungalow in Kemumin. By the time the raid took place, dozens had already left and only 20 individuals were detained. Police also seized hundreds of condoms and HIV medication. Commenting on the matter, the Kelantan Police Chief said the operation was based on strong evidence. He added that thorough intelligence work was conducted before the raid was carried out. He also stressed that the raid followed a formal complaint received about the group's activities and was carried out to maintain public safety and order. Yusuf said the operation was not politically motivated, nor was it intended to discredit any party or state government. Instead, it was done in the public interest and in line with the responsibility to uphold law and moral order. Influencer's disappearance, a staged act. This and more after this breather.
Selebriti maskulin terhangat. Makin berumur, makin menjadi. Merekalah definisi maskulin sensasi. Undi calon terhangat anda sekarang di www.tonton.com.my. Palang Anugerah Melodi Terhangat atau imbas kod QR berikut. Anugerah Melodi Terhangat, hangat bukan biasa-biasa.
Cat Fashion Week. Miau menyala, gaya membara. Temui 8 finalis Cat Fashion Week. Eksklusif di Nona setiap Ahad 2 petang. Bersiaran di TV3 dan stream juga melalui Tonton.
Betul ke kau tak kenal aku?
Aku Nadim Ijaz, suami kau.
Kita ni sama je. Engkau tu tak pernah hormat aku pun sebagai seorang suami dulu.
Hana, you dah janji dengan I kan yang you akan berubah.
Kau tak nak tanya aku? Aku suka dia ke tak? Engkau ni nak pergi office ke nak pergi mana? Engkau yang serah diri, bukan aku yang nak. Walaupun hidup aku ni hampir musnah di tangan dia, aku masih bersabar. Kalau dia ingat apa yang dia buat, bagus, senang kerja lo. Kenapa? Kau ada buat salah ke?
Peningnya, kecil ke besar, besar ke kecil? Mestilah I nak yang besar. Persoalannya, saiz apa yang puas? Mestilah saiz 65 inci. Lagi besar, lagi layan.
Juara!
Wow! Lagi layan tengok tonton dekat Smart TV besar. RM9.90 je. Lagi besar skrin, lagi puas stream. Layan tonton di Smart TV, repeat sampai pagi.
Selangor police are investigating an altercation between two drivers after a four-wheel drive vehicle sideswiped and collided with another car on the North Klang Straits bypass. In the July 7th incident, the driver of the four-wheel drive vehicle is believed to have threatened the other driver before fleeing the scene. A vehicle's dashboard camera caught the exchange, and the footage has since gone viral on social media. The 3-minute 11-second video shows the pickup truck attempting to force its way through heavy traffic. Klang District Police Chief Assistant Commissioner S. Vijaya Rao said a report was lodged regarding a road accident involving two vehicles at 6:15 p.m. on July 10th. Preliminary investigations found that the crash occurred when the pickup truck sideswiped and rammed into another car during heavy traffic. The driver also threatened another driver before a traffic officer who was at the scene attempted to calm him down. However, both drivers and a passenger in the four-wheel drive fled. The car driver chose not to pursue the matter as a criminal case and would only file an insurance claim. The police are currently identifying the suspect for further investigation. The mysterious disappearance of influencer Tengku Nizaruddin Tengku Zainuddin, better known as Ija, has turned out to be a staged act for personal gain. Police investigations revealed that the victim allegedly submerged his wife's car in Sungai Tui, Lengau, Johor before fleeing to a neighboring country. A search and rescue operation was launched after his car was found submerged in Sungai Tui. However, investigations later revealed elements of deception in the report. Police believe the influencer deliberately pushed his wife's car into the river before fleeing to a neighboring country. After being interrogated, the victim's younger sibling admitted to being an accomplice and to faking search efforts to mislead the police. Statements from both individuals have been recorded. Further investigations will continue once police obtain approval from the Deputy Public Prosecutor. Last Tuesday, Ija's younger sibling lodged a police report claiming the influencer had gone missing while on his way to Muar to repair a vehicle. A foreign woman abandoned her husband and 2 children in a desperate attempt to evade arrest. The incident unfolded during an immigration raid conducted by the Immigration Department and the General Operations Force at a construction site in Persiaran Panorama Lapangan Perdana Ipoh on Saturday. During the operation, the husband and their 2 children, aged 2 and 3, were detained. The woman, originally from Sulawesi, Indonesia, managed to flee, leaving her family behind as she did not possess valid travel documents. The family was among over 200 foreign nationals screened in the raid, including 10 children. A total of 120 individuals were detained for various offences under the Immigration Act and regulations. They were taken to the Home Ministry complex for further action. Children without documentation will be placed in a special holding depot for minors. Singapore battling against massive cyber attack. The details when Nightline returns.
Biar diuji pelbagai rintangan, golongan hawa tetap kuat demi melakar masa hadapan.
Teknologi moden banyak sangat membantu diagnosis virus lah. Kebanyakan kuman ni, dia memberi manfaat kepada kita.
Sebagai penghibur, kita dibayar untuk perform. Kita kena deliver.
Kalau ada sang suami mungkin lebih macam terkawal sedikit kan.
Saya tak boleh imagine.
Istimewanya Goyim di hati saya. Dia sangat unik, boleh dihargai dan boleh diangkat sebagai superstar.
Top 5 Carta Muzik 40 minggu ini.
Lepas saya jatuh tu, saya sebut nama Allah. Saya tak boleh bangun. Lepas hospital, doktor kata liver saya hancur. Saya tak boleh gerak.
Saya yang perlu cari nafkah, saya yang perlu jaga isteri, saya yang perlu jaga anak. Tanggungjawab seorang isteri bukan senang. Untuk suami jalankan. Saya redha dengan ujian Allah ini. Saya bersyukur.
Pertandingan fashion kucing terbesar di Malaysia dah tiba, Miau. 8 Miaunalis paling bergaya bakal beraksi di pentas runway. Jom ke Pavilion Damansara Heights Ahad 20 Julai 2025. Masuk free je. Si bulus mana akan jadi super Miaudel nombor 1 negara? Cat Fashion Week. Miau menyala, gaya membara. Jumpa nanti, Miau.
On to the foreign front. Units in the Singapore Armed Forces, SAF, and Defence Ministry, MINDEF, have been responding to the ongoing cyber attack by an alleged China-linked threat actor on Singapore's critical infrastructure. Defense Minister Chan Chun Sing said on Saturday that these specialized units will work with the Cybersecurity Agency of Singapore as part of a whole-of-government effort to manage the incident. National Security Coordinating Minister K. Shanmugam first revealed on Friday that Singapore was actively dealing with the highly sophisticated UNC 3886 group, which he said posed a serious danger to Singapore and could undermine national security. The group's operations risk compromising national security by disrupting essential services, including power grids, healthcare networks, and transportation systems. The minister also warned that a successful breach could cripple banks, airports, and industries, severely impacting the economy. At least 34 people were killed and dozens are missing after a tourist boat carrying more than 50 capsized on Saturday in Vietnam's Ha Long Bay. The vessel was carrying 48 passengers and 5 crew members when it capsized at around 2 p.m. local time due to sudden heavy rain as it toured the UNESCO World Heritage Site. So far, rescue teams have located 12 survivors and recovered 34 bodies. Rescue efforts were set to continue into the night to find the dozens still missing. Authorities have yet to disclose details about the tourists or their nationalities. Most of those on board were families visiting from the capital Hanoi, with more than 20 children among the passengers. At least 90 Palestinians were killed in Israeli attacks across Gaza on Saturday. In the latest attack, the Zionist military opened fire toward crowds of Palestinians seeking food from distribution hubs in southern Gaza, killing at least 36 people. The two incidents occurred near hubs operated by the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation. In a separate attack, 11 other Palestinians were killed in an Israeli airstrike in Gaza City. Hamas, in the meantime, said Israel rejected a ceasefire proposal that would have seen the release of all remaining captives held in Gaza and pledged it was prepared for a lengthy war if there is no deal. Syria's security forces have begun deploying in the restive southern province of Suwaida, where heavy fighting between Druze and Bedouin armed groups and government forces has left hundreds dead. The Interior Ministry had earlier announced that internal security units were being deployed to protect civilians and restore order. The deployment on Saturday came hours after the United States announced that Israel and Syria have agreed to a ceasefire. U.S. Ambassador to Turkey Tom Barak's announcement was aimed at drawing an uneasy truce between the neighbors after days of air attacks and sectarian bloodshed in the Suwaida region. Switching to sports now, badminton, the 2025 Japan Open. 2 of the 4 national representatives secured their spots in the finals of the Super 750 event on Saturday, with Malaysia to be represented by 2 doubles pairs, Go Sifei Nur Izzuddin Ramsani, as well as Buletin Mtina on the championship stage on Sunday. Sifei Izzuddin kept alive their bid to retain the men's doubles title by putting up a splendid display, defeating Taiwanese pair Liu Quangheng Yang Po Han 21-19, 21-11 after just 35 minutes. Up next, the world number 1 pair will play South Korea's world number 3 duo Kim Won-ho, So Seung-jae for the title. Earlier, women's doubles pair Pearly Tina broke their long-standing jinx against Japan's Chiharu Shida, Nami Matsuyama to reach the final for the first time. The world number 3 duo delivered one of their best performances, stunning the world number 2 pair 21-13, 21-11 to set up a title clash against China's world number 1 Yu Shengshu, Tan Ning. Meanwhile, the giant killing streak of another men's doubles shuttlers Ong Yu-sin, To Yi came to an end when they were defeated by Won Ho, Sung Jae 14-21, 15-21 in 38 minutes. Hopes of a historic Super 750 final appearance were also dashed for top mixed doubles pair Chen Tangjie, To Yi-wei as the world number 4 duo fell 12-21, 16-21 to China's Zhang Zhenbang, Wei Ya-xin in a one-sided semi-final clash. Turning to tennis, the 2025 Davis Cup Asia-Oceania Group 4. After a disappointing campaign last year, the national squad gave fans plenty to cheer on Saturday after securing a promotion to Group 3 next season with a 2-0 win over Qatar in the promotional playoffs. Key player Kue Haosheng did not disappoint as he downed Mubarak Al-Harasi 7-5, 6-2 to give Malaysia a 1-0 lead. In the second singles match, 18-year-old Darshan Kumar cruised to a straight sets victory, defeating Mubarak's brother Mosa 6-3, 6-1 to seal the win. The national squad dominated Pool A earlier this week, winning all 11 matches and dropping just one set throughout the tournament. Malaysia was relegated from Group 3 for the first time in history last year. Malaysia's So Wai Ching smashed a Guinness World Record in a grueling 1-hour stair climb machine challenge at a shopping mall in Petaling Jaya on Saturday. The famed tower runner set a new world mark of 1.78 kilometers for the farthest simulated distance climb on a stair machine in 1 hour. It surpassed the previous record of 1.74 kilometers set by Britain's David Mahoney in May. Amid a display of great endurance and mental strength, So completed the feat without holding the machine's handrails. So was also awarded with 4 Malaysia Book of Records awards for his achievements. Cycling now, the 2025 Tour de France. Tadej Pogačar once again asserted his dominance as he claimed his 4th stage win of this year's edition on Friday. The reigning champion, who regained the overall lead by winning stage 12 on Thursday, produced another commanding ride to win the 10.9-kilometer mountain time trial from Ludonvielle to Peyragudes in exactly 23 minutes. That was 36 seconds faster than his main rival Jonas Vingegaard. Fellow Slovenian Primož Roglic took 3rd place 1 minute 20 seconds off the pace. After his 4th stage win, Pogačar now leads Vingegaard by 4 minutes 7 seconds and Remco Evenepoel by 7 minutes 24 seconds. After a grueling mountain stage on Thursday, the peloton is set for another on Saturday along a 182.6-kilometer route from Pau to a summit finish at Luchon Super Bagné. That concludes Nightline this time around. Before we leave, let's take a look at humanoid robots on display at the 3rd China International Supply Chain Expo in Beijing. With that, I'm Natasha. Thank you for watching and take care.